You said that X was a prophet.
Yeah.
What did you mean by that?
I feel like God sent certain people down to like, I feel like God sent certain people down to like help other people.
So I also believe that X was a prophet, and in this video we are discussing why I believe that. So let's dive in right now, and we'll start off by talking about the overall impact of X's career. I think that we can consider X's influence in the following way. Imagine that there was a person who came to Earth and amassed a large following, and then this person used their platform to guide millions of people into the direction of faith, spirituality, self-improvement, and self-respect. I believe that this satisfies the definition of the word prophet, and this is exactly what X did.
The most important thing is that you have faith and believe in yourself before anything and anyone else. You can be the cure to cancer, you can be the next new astronaut, you can be the next president. I honestly, honest to God, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate and love all of you.
There are millions of people around the planet who will always look back upon X's career as a time when X guided them onto a path of spirituality, self-discipline, self-love, and self-reflection. And to clarify, I'm actually not even referring to the impact of his music yet. The content of his music has been influential in a similar way, and we'll touch on that later in the video, but the impact that I'm really referring to relates more so to his social media activity. This is because, to a degree that has been unparalleled by anyone else at his level of influence, X was sharing so many spiritual insights and life lessons on social media. And through these messages, X taught an entire generation of young people how to strive to become the best versions of themselves. I am thankful to be one of the many people who was guided by X's teachings, and I will admit that when I first learned about X, I was pretty much a lost kid who was lacking an overall sense of direction. And at that time, I didn't really know how to respect or to value myself. I grew up in a single-parent household without any sort of father figure, and so there were a number of important life lessons that I didn't really learn until X taught them to me. And this might sound a bit strange as well, but before X guided me onto the spiritual path, in a way I was almost like a robot. And what I mean by that is that in thinking back to my prior self before I learned how to meditate, I realized that I did not really think all that much before I spoke or before I took actions. It was almost like I was living life on autopilot, as I was primarily operating based on my natural impulses. So by guiding me towards a path of self-reflection and meditation, X helped me to wake up in a very literal sense. And I believe that leading someone to a path of self-realization and self-discipline in such a way is one of the most impactful gifts that can be given, and X gave this gift to so many people. Anyway, so far we have primarily been discussing X's influence as it relates to his social media activity, but it's also worth discussing the degree to which his music has been impactful as well. X was one of the first mainstream artists to explore mental health challenges in such a vulnerable and explicit way, and during the time of his career, talking about mental health issues had not quite become socially acceptable yet, and so his music played a large role in taking away the stigma around discussing these issues, and as a result, he helped millions of people in overcoming their personal challenges. Anyway, I always really appreciate hearing about other people's experiences with respect to being influenced by X in a positive way. I feel like there is such a strong connection between those of us who have been impacted by X's music or by his teachings. So if you can relate to this, please let me know your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear about your experience. Also, another thing is that if you have made it this far in the video, then I think you may appreciate this other video called "This World Is Yours." In that video, I break down one of my favorite X quotes, which came from a 2017 Tumblr post. The entire quote is "This world is yours, treat it as such," and I walk through that quote from a philosophical and spiritual perspective. So I think you may appreciate that video, and I will link it in the description. And anyway, thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I wish you well, I appreciate you, and I hope you have a fantastic day. If you're watching around the new year, then Happy New Year. Thank you again. Have a good one. Peace.